like the full,
Really?
like the sort of Hercules build that you'd imagine, like the beard that's perfectly like, oh man, I was impressed.
They knew something back then.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm telling you, bro. The consciousness wave is real.
Like reading, I haven't fully read the book, The Republic by Plato, and there's also I want to read Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, because what I've heard from that is like he was such a brilliant mind. What they knew about like society and people and just like everything in general, like fitness. Like you'd be surprised. I think like medicine as well. You'd be surprised like what they knew back then. Like because you'd think that people didn't know much until sort of like the modern day kind of like modern science kind of evolved. But they like knew shit, and they wouldn't have had like the diseases like obesity and like diabetes and shit that we had today.
Fuck no,
because everything was natural and like everything was like everyone was healthy.
Yeah, I like living in that time. Obviously, it would be bad if I knew about all this shit. But living in that time, the only fear you got is like the Romans and then catching like the plague or whatnot. The rest, you're just just dying in a gladiator thing. But that sort of culture, can you imagine being raised your whole life to be a gladiator? To be like, I'm gonna go fight. This is, my dad did this, his dad did this, my son's gonna do this if I fucking survive. You know what I mean? That sounds pretty sick.
Yeah, that's peak masculinity.
That is peak masculinity.
That is what masculinity should be. It's
yeah.
like it's like just being a fucking beast and like bringing home the bacon.
Yeah, that is being a beast. That is the definition of being a beast and bringing home the bacon.
Bring men like that back.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be a
yeah, fighting lions and shit. Like, how long would it take you to train before you think you could take a lion? You get a sword and a shield.
Years.
Oh, actually, yeah. What would be your choice of weapon? Because like the Romans had some pretty fucking strange things, didn't they?
What, for like a fight lion?
Yeah.
Which shield and a sword. Like quick attack, just like block, slice.
Yeah. Fucking people going at them with like tridents, and then they'd have like nets and a sword. That was
sick. To be fair,
there was a game called Spartacus Legends on Xbox 360, and it was the best thing you could ever get because you could just have whatever weapon, like Roman weapon you wanted, and like it was like like the Mortal Kombat style fighting game, you could go around a full circle and you'd be like in a gladiator pit with people, and I was used to go bare fist because you could fuck people up so good. So you look like you're about to say something. I went on a tangent about.
Yeah, imagine having like an 8-foot trident and just being like.
Yeah, what if you miss? That shit's gonna be heavy. You made the fucking the lion outside slave, and then you know what I mean?
They're gonna be strong. Like they're gonna have like a good physique. Like you could get there. You could like build your physique to look that way in the gym, but for that strength.
Yeah, because that's functional strength.
It's not just like strong, but it's also endurance and like explode like athleticism. It's a lot different to just like being able to like bench press 50 kilo dumbbells on each hand.
Yeah, no, like it is impressive. You see like fucking Regan deadlifting like 240 kg, like it's nothing. You're like, wow, fucking hell. But imagine him against like a gladiator.
That testosterone would have been through the roof as well.
Yeah. But they all had tiny dicks though, didn't they? Or at least all the statues do, because they thought it was like a sign of.
I thought it was like they worship it, but they like idealized it.
Yeah, but fucking imagine that. Imagine like looking down, so 10 foot long, and being like, "Oh, what the hell? I'm sorry, it's so big." You know what I mean?
I don't know.
And then looking down, seeing you got like a 1-inch wonder, and you're like,
peak testosterone.
Yeah, you go and kill a lion, and you're like showing it off to all the ladies. Man,
I mean, mental health, body self-image and body image, like it's pretty sick to be fair.
Yeah, but like
short king.
Yeah, what was the average height of a Greek guy? Do you know? I'll Google it.
I wish maybe they would have been shorter because like we've sort of like grown taller over time, haven't we?
Yeah, I don't know. See, because I've had a lot of shit saying we're growing taller. I've had a lot of things saying we're growing smaller.
Really?
Average height.
Maybe the like tall thing was just like a more availability of like nutrients and stuff.
Maybe. The average height of a Spartan was about 5'11".
Okay, so about average height. No.
Yeah, only the fittest and most physically capable individuals were chosen to mate. Odd, but yeah.
Yeah, they talk about that in the Republic and how they call them like it was like guardians. So it's like this class of people who would they'd be like the protectors of like society and whatnot, and then like they were like the peak. Like they had to train like athletes. They had to constantly be in training, like working on themselves and working on their craft and learning and whatnot. And they were like like a guardian shouldn't mix with like a lower like a
lower class,
unhealthy person. I didn't. Yeah, they like isolated that class.
Yeah,
but I think their general consensus was like if you were healthy, that you shouldn't go with like an unhealthy person.
Mad. See, I feel like we idolize it as well because we're obviously teenage boys that think that like that's fucking sick. But
it is cool.
What are like the sort of shit that we're not thinking about? Like, you fucking your girl, like women were just raped all the time. Like that's not.
In the book, they said how men and women were equal and they should be treated as equal. Mm-hmm. But he also said in the book as well. I'm not saying any opinion on this. I'm just stating what's said in the book. Mm-hmm. That men naturally will be better at like jobs than women.
Get him, boys! All right, we got him.
That is not an opinion. I'm just regurgitating what was in the book.
So Louis thinks that men are better than women, and everything that happened in Greek times was correct and good. Yeah, that's a. You know what I mean? Like, swiftly moving on from that topic.
Greek mythology was sick as well. It's so cool.
Yeah. Who like? I always forget how you pronounce his name.
Sorry for t-shirts.
Oh, we did forget, motherfucker. Oh, well. Is his like name like Dionysus? How do you say his name? The god of wine and partying and shit.
Yeah.
Dionysus. It's like Dionysus or something. It makes it well awkward to pronounce.
I know who you're on about.
Yeah. Who do you think is the coolest Greek god or demigod? Percy Jackson.
Maybe so either two. Is it well? There was gods and there was titans.
Oh yeah, the titans were like the bad guys, weren't they?
Well, they weren't necessarily. I don't think they were necessarily the bad guys. It was just like, they like had a war and whatnot. The gods won,
obviously.
But they were. I can't remember what the difference was, but they were very similar.
The titans came from like Kronos, didn't they? Who was like the big bad. That's what
Kronos was like. I think he was Zeus's grandfather or father, and he like.
He used to like eat his kids, didn't he?
Yeah, because there was some prophecy or something that like his kids are gonna kill him.
Yes,
and I think it was Zeus who killed him when he like his like mum like helped him like when he was swallowed, like gave him something and he came out with like. Probably like Heracles or Jason. They were like I think they were titans. Or were they demigods?
No, yeah, they were Jason like the Argonauts and shit. Yeah, he was a demigod. I thought.
Yeah. Because they were just badass, like the 12 labors of Heracles.
Is that how you say it, Heracles?
Hercules isn't an actual name. It's Heracles.
Heracles.
Yeah. I think Hercules it sounds cooler. It does sound cooler. Like, with, like mythology and shit, haven't you?
Yeah, Heracles sounds like a disease. Like I went in raw and got Heracles. Yeah, that's pretty. What about gods? Who do you think's the coolest god?
Gotta say Athena, Pallas Athena.
No, you're true. Yeah, preach. Fucking, Poseidon and Athena always had beef, didn't they?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've read it. Like I have like books in it, and it's really interesting to read, but it's been a while.
From what I know, there was a competition in Greece over like the land, and Athena won, and that's why it's called Athens.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. I always thought Poseidon was sick. But I did actually really enjoy Percy Jackson films when I was younger, so I was biased. But it was just sort of like it was the way he like Percy could heal himself with water, and I was like, damn, that is cool.
See, that was like the old time like superhero kind of stuff, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that I prefer that stuff to Marvel.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like watching.
It's not. You can't tell if it's real, but it's like it was believed, and it was like they were worshipped and whatnot, weren't they?
Yeah, that I reckon that would be such a comfort in life, apart from the fact that you'd have to like slaughter stuff all the time for the gods, like your firstborn or whatever.
the one of the thing like the main values that like Greek mythology teachers was like looking after like the community, and hospitality was like the biggest thing. One of like my favorite stories was like it was Zeus and it might have been Poseidon, and they went around this town, and they were obviously disguised as humans because they could like change shape and whatnot. And they were like, we're knocking on doors and they're like, oh, have you got like any food? Can you like give us some food and give us some like, let us come in, we're very cold and whatnot. And no one let them in. Everyone like, nah, piss off. And the last house, and it was like this really poor farm. They had barely anything. And then they knocked on the door, and they could barely eat themselves. And then they let them in, and they found food and like cooked for them, gave them like a fire and like warm blankets and shit. And Zeus said like, oh, go outside, and like face away from the village. And they're like, oh, why? And he's like, don't turn back. Like under any circumstances, don't turn back until I say so. And when they turn away and look away, and then they just like demolish the entire village. Like they just make like a tsunami, like flood thing, and just flood it all away because no one provided them hospitality. And that's one of the things they teach. And only the farm, this poor farm, survived because they gave them hospitality.
Did they not even give them like an extra sheep or something?
I can't remember. I think they actually turned around. So they killed them.
Oh, great. Okay.
I think.
So we're going to kill all your friends, but you guys can stay alive. And then they look around and like, oh, sorry, mate. Thunderbolt.
Jesus. That's a fucking sick story, though.
I mean, like, it's one of the boogeyman stories, you know what I mean? It's like scare you into doing the right thing. Zeus wasn't a good guy as a god.
He slept around.
Yeah, he was not good. Poseidon always sat. See, this is the thing. We always get the whatchamacallit, like what's the word? Like the sugar-coated version, where we don't talk about all the gods pillaging each other's houses and shit like that. We don't talk about all that stuff, but we do talk about how Zeus can make lightning and Poseidon can control the lobsters and shit like that. It's the three brothers. It's Hades, Zeus, and Poseidon, isn't it?
I'm not sure. It's quite a big family. I think it's like 9 of them.
Oh shit!
I think. Oh no, that might be it might be Zeus's kids actually. Yeah.
Okay. Because I know that like Hades always gets a bad rep because he's like the underworld guy, but apparently he's not that bad of a guy, is he?
I don't think he is. No.
He just is the dead guy.
He's just the god of the underworld, isn't he? Like his dog's pretty good. He's like his hounds. His hounds are pretty cool.
Is it Fenrir? Or no, that's is it Fenrir or is that like Norse mythology? What's the name of the three-headed dog?
No idea. It's just like I said, it's been a while since I've read it.
Oh, that's gonna.
I highly recommend you read like Greek mythology.
Yeah, an actual Greek mythology, not Beast Quest.
Yeah. The books I've read are by Stephen Fry.
Oh really?
They're really good. The way it's written is very good.
That's the three-headed dog, Cerberus.
Yeah. Such a badass name.
That is.
Yeah, the way it's written, it's not just like a factual kind of like bullet point list. It's like he's written it like a story, and it reads like a story, and it's very interesting. So I've got one's mythos, one's heroes. So mythos is like of all the Greek gods, and then heroes is like the demigods like Heracles and Jason.
Oh yeah, so apparently Heracles came to Hades for help with one of his labours, and Hades let him have his dog. So yeah, he's not that bad of a guy, you know. Free my man Hades.
Yo, thanks for watching this clip. If you liked watching this, somewhere around the screen will be like the full episode or whatever, and you can go watch that. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like and comment. We'll hopefully see you in the next episode.